Hello everyone and welcome back to another weekly altered video. Back with another classic post Seeds of Unity release. I've got Basira and Kaizaimon. Only some small changes to the deck, probably pushed it a little bit further away from what I think is optimal in order to see a few new cards, but we've got Ira, Fair Attendee. Makes a mana seed token in your landmarks from reserve. See how well an impression of Tiny Jin this card does as a 1-drop. Obviously it's worse, doesn't boost itself, and the mana seed doesn't stick around, but it also creates a permanent for our 3 little pigs, so our combo might be a little bit more accessible with her anyway. Would be a choice to make if we had both. Probably would have gone the Tiny Jin, but without that, let's see how Ira does. Bravos Cloudhog is another one. So got the 2 Suha in there, took out the Haven bounces, so we tried to find another way to get try to get Sabotage into the deck. This one also, boosts from reserve, so that can be profitable. 4 mana for a 5/5/6. Ain't too bad if you get rid of one of their characters. 4 mana for a 4/4/5 otherwise. And then the last one that we're trying out is Rider's Mask. So tap, pay 1, give something 2 boosts, becomes 3. That's a pretty good rate. I like the idea of that in theory. Don't know how easy it is to get it into play, but being only 1 mana, we should be able to fit it in somewhere. You'll also notice we're not running the Keelan cylinders. Obviously we've got a bunch of rare characters that we had to try and fit in. So we've got 3 Arcolano milk as well, the reason being that we're showcasing a unique also. A Weefei 5/5 for a 4/6/2, Scout 1. She can give a target fleeting character a boost, and when she gains a boost, if you have 2 or more boosted characters, draw a card. So a couple of hoops to jump through there in order to make her, good, but fairly achievable. So the second boosted character can be anything else that you've played out. If it has fleeting as well, that is a bonus. But 1 mana draw some number of cards is very appealing, so we'll try that one out and see if we can showcase it. Obviously we've replaced the Eclut, which had its own challenges. However, this card fills the same role, so it should be a significant impulse draw if we can get it off. And it ties in well with the Arcolano milk, which both gives it a boost and fleeting. So if the milk is in play and you scout a Weefei to that side, you can target her with her own stat boost. Then you get the Basira trigger, then you get the boost off of the Arcolano milk as well. So 2 mana draw 3 as a little self-contained combo is a pretty big deal. I like the idea of that. If you've got anything else that you can add to the board after that, it's just extra gravy. So your Tellurian Skaters will be able to boost her. If 3 Little Pigs is out, it's also a boost. We haven't dived back in to the Floral Tent combo that we've showcased, months and months ago now, but that is another option. So if you can give her a boost into a Floral Tent side, she'll just stick around. So stat positive for 1 mana, also a good deal. Not what we're doing today. Cut down on the Cuckoos to fit Iras and Cloudhogs in, as well as the Arcolano milks. We've also cut down on a copy of Duel of Grit, I think, or we've cut down the Haven bounces as well to fit in the Rider's Mask. So not too much going on with the changes beyond that. Still have the 2 prayers, 1 Eclut as a little safety feature, but I guess if you were to say anything, I think the top end of this deck is a little bit weaker than it used to be. What with the other recruit missing. However, this deck isn't far off from being functional. I think the concessions that we've made actually don't get rid of, the core theme of the deck, which is to move forward and moved often. Alright, let's jump into game 1, see how it goes, and then I will talk to you soon. And we're here for match 1 with Basira and Kaizaimon. Slightly updated list for Seeds of Unity. Not too many changes, but we'll see how they go. Plus a new unique up against Mats and Hive, so permanent based. None of those for us, but we're playing first. Got to keep the pigs, that's important. And we have the option of the Chiron and the Helping Hand. Chiron and Helping Hand can both double boost the Cuckoo on turn 2. Then we're going to have to get rid of something, and if we want to replay the Cuckoo with the Helping Hand, then we'll have to find something else to put into reserve, but we'll do it anyway. Gonna need something with 4 power to be able to block us, and they drop a Lectern. We'll pass the turn and see what we get off the top of the deck. Common Ordis Trooper. About as good a spot for that as they're gonna find. We take a 1 for 1. So they can resupply with the Signet and play out something else. We'll get rid of the Duel of Grit here. And probably just play Cloud Hog Helping Hand. Undo's allowed, so we've got to click through those and see what they want to do. Angry Crowd. Discard a character or a permanent, make a mana seed. We'll see if we can pull off a little heist here. Slightly tricky. We'll just say that we're trying to buff up this side and see if they want to pass, keep the Trooper for next turn. And I think we're okay with this. Cloud Hog isn't going to be able to advance here. We're going to ramp. And there's nothing too pressing for us to sabotage out at the end of turn. We'll get rid of the Cuckoo, because we're okay with that. Now we've got a lot of mana to be able to use. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want to keep the Ira over the Cloud Hog here, I guess. Because this lets us use all of our mana. field reinforcement, so they only get to make a token or draw a card. Indeed do choose to draw. 3 mana means they could be showing up with some form of a sabotage as well. Just drawn a card, so it's that much more likely that they'll be able to actually play it. But we'll scout the skater anyway and boost Ira. We'll pass and see what they want to get done. Little payoff for sequencing our turn properly there, but we do get a 2 for nothing here, which is what we want. Still no landmarks have presented themselves for our little piggy. We'll keep something out of reserve to discard by playing the skater twice in a turn as well. And the expedition's looking a little bit rough for Ira, but that's alright. Tiny Djinn at home, right here. We've got everything for the combo except the landmark. But we'll pass the turn anyway and see what it is that they wish to accomplish. Likely to play out Ira on the companion side, because the investor that they're showing us doesn't actually block it. And we managed to just bank another card with that extra mana that we ramped off the colourful cuckoo. So looking okay, they've got 4 mana here. There's our landmark, if we can avoid not having to use it. Let me see what it is they want to accomplish. We okay taking a 1 for 2 here? I don't think so. We'll keep the pressure on, push one of their expeditions back. Now they've got to get rid of something, so they're going to get rid of the lectern here, most likely. Give themselves a token for next turn. And we'll say goodbye to the Arcolano milk. Plays really well with our new unique, Owefe. Lets it boost itself, but we don't have that in hand, evidently. What do we want to accomplish here? 7 mana means playing out Ira gets us 2 mana seeds. 5 plus 2 is the 7, so we won't be able to play Pigs and Armourer here. But they've shown us conditionless discard, so I think we're just going to keep playing it slow. Play out Ira once more, no chance to recur, but we've got 2 mana seeds, and if we win on that side as well, we'll be able to get a landmark and resupply another card. Hopefully not the Oife. Ah, they didn't have to sacrifice. Mats can have 3 landmarks, that's right. Alright, what looks better for us? They've already shown us Ortus Trooper at common, which is 1/1/1, so they would be 4/4 on that side to our 4. So we shall play out Priya on this side. We've obviously got access to 3 mana here, if they want to try and block us off. And it might be a good idea for them to do that. Get away with that one. Successful heist. Alrighty, you got Chiron, Rider's Mask and Ira are both 1 mana things that we can do. And I think we're going to just continue with Ira here. Reason being that if we want to try and combo off this turn, which we most likely do, draw a card, they can tap to make an Ortus Recruit. I'm a jammer. We're okay with that. Back to our previous point though, Rider's Mask versus Ira is a choice that we had to make, but what this does is it gives us a second target in the expedition that the pigs goes into. Most likely spoken about that one previously. Five mana means they can discard something if they want to. But if they do, we've got that covered anyway. They can't use their Angry Crowd to get rid of 3 little pigs, because with the tough 1, that means they'd have to have access to 6 mana. So I think we've got it locked up. Unless they have some form of board wipe. But even if they do, we're going to be winning on both sides at the end of this sequence. Alright. The mana seeds are being cracked. We'll work through it. Said they'll be back in 2 minutes. They have time. One, two, three. Teamwork training doesn't work for little pigs, even with their mana here. Playing an additional creature and then teamwork training would do it, but they'd need specifically a 1-drop. Specifically a 1-drop and then teamwork training to be able to do it with the toughness. So what we'll do is we'll make the pigs bigger than Astrape. and then start buffing Ira as well. Not that that really matters. How much time do we have? 2 minutes. And what we want to do here, I think, is just make Ira bigger than Astrape as well. Not that it necessarily matters at this point. The hell? Yeah, I think we went a little bit further with it than we had to, only because we knew we had the time. There you go. We knew we had the time to play it out while they were gone. But still playing around stuff. I think if we were being particular about it, or especially if we were doing it in paper, we would have worked our way back from saying that Ira was an 10-8-9. The pigs was also a 10-9-8 here. And then however many that we needed to do for that. And count it back. I'll tell you how many brass bugs you had. Again, doesn't really matter, but we did get up one. So there you go. Got to show off Ira at least. Still no unique. Get rid of those. Keep our gold cards in reserve if they want to have a read of them. And move on to the next game. Well, we've played against them before. Trying something new. Let's type that in still. See you in round 2. And we're back for game 2. Basira and Kaizaimon. I would like to show off the Rider's Mask, I think it is, this game. And our new unique. Up against Maths again. That seemed to go pretty well for us last time. And we do have a couple of things that we can do. Cloud Hog, Arcolano Milk, and then Helping Hand next turn to keep Sabotage Threat is possible. I'd like to keep the Parliament of Ashes because we've got piggies in our hand. So maybe we just do this. Still doesn't get any creatures out on does it? It's a hard hand to pick. Arcolano Milk would be good. Cloud Hog also good. Parliament of Ashes draws a card. I like that one. But maybe we just do this and hope that the deck provides next turn. At the very least, we get to block Wreck a Supplier. Alright, that is an expedition for us. Oh no! Okay. Successful heist there. I thought about them maybe using the Mana Seed to play a 1-drop. You know, Orders Trooper would have won it for him there. But we got away with it. Got to tighten up here. Alright, 2 Suha. Ain't it, Chief? And 2 boosts plus a third is 4/3/3. They're going to have 5 mana this turn. Access to it at least. And playing out the Suha seems like a good idea, because if they want to contest, they're going to have to play something else out. gonna have the option of dropping a landmark out of hand plus just the Reka supporter here to trade 1 for 1 and develop their plan. But at least it might make their hand a little bit awkward. If they want to block us and line back up, that's fine with me too. And no helping hand to get the Suhar out again, but thankfully we can get rid of that chonky supporter there. Now if they want a mana seed and those extra stats, they're going to have to pay 4 mana for them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scout the Skater might be good here. Does mean we'll have to get rid of the Cloud Hog, because I still have some form of intention to play this Parliament of Ashes at some point. Turn our combo on, you know what I mean? Alright, what does that do for us? Get rid of the Skater. We'll play out the Suha. Go a little slow. They've got 4 mana, so they could play another Consortium here. If they do that, I think we're okay trading 1 for 1 though. Where are you going to drop it, Queen? I'm not sure that was the go, because now we can sort of just do nothing, keep cards in hand. Which we like. Cards are nice. And the Cuckoo's not a bad pickup either, because at some point they're going to have to try and take a 2 for nothing, which means contesting. So next turn they're going to be able to sacrifice something to play another character. Second Arcolano Milk going away is a little bit rough. But I think a Duel of Grit might be good value here. I'm going to be playing a 3-drop. If they play another Caterer, sorry. We are going to struggle. Now they get to sack something and put something else into play. Target Expedition, that's fine. We'll keep him off of this one. Still have the mana seed, so they're going to have the mana advantage for the next couple of turns until we can get our Cuckoo trigger off. And so our primary plan, 4 mana. So if they use both of their mana seed tokens, they're not going to be able to Mats and Hive next turn. But they will get the reserve ability off their Caterer. No bueno on the Duel of Grit this turn. They might not be able to remove it though. What do they have? Sandman will do it? Even with the toughness? It's fine. We'll keep the Cuckoo around, see what they want to do. Put them to a choice at least. They can still take a 1/1. But I guess 3 drop plus 1 drop in hand? No, not even. They just need a 4 drop. They can make their recruit. Yeah, we probably messed up there. Alright, got away with one. Orders Carrier obviously adds no stats to the board on the turn it's played. They just get rid of their Mana Seed too, so we'll soon have the advantage here. Now they're looking at playing bigger creatures. So is there any world in which we play the 3 little pigs to be able to bounce the caterer here? If we were to do that, we'd get rid of the Parliament of Ashes. 4, 5, 6, 7. Puts a lot of things in reserve. We have to get rid of one thing. Yeah, perhaps we just contest. Nah. We'll think about it at least. If they play out the caterer, not going to put the boost on the cuckoo just yet. Nice little bonus having put it down on the companion side. So the carrier will also give us extra buffs, but if they want to contest here, alright. We won't use the boost, and we will 3 little pigs. One, two, three, 4. Teamwork training's online for the 3 little pigs here. Orders Cadets means 3 little pigs is no longer online, and we'll see if we can keep the skater in hand. If we can, it's going to be really good. No, they've passed. What am I talking about? And then we'll send... I'm going to keep the cuckoo. I'm not going to have it out for the carrier here. But it's fine. Alright, we passed the turn here. We've got options for a lot of cards. Only need to win 1 expedition. If they want to get rid of it, we've got more options. That's exactly why we kept more cards in hand. They've only got 2 things left that they can do, as do we. So we should be able to beat them here. 5 mana. If they boost the cadets with the consortium, we can still contest. Ira gives us the boost with the piggies, as does the skater. Yeah, liaison wasn't necessarily it for them. A little bit scary. Had they not taken the time to auto spy it away, they would have had enough mana for liaison cadets try to contest that way. Put more characters onto the field. But we'll just take our 1-for-1, move on with our lives. GG to our opponent. That's 2 Mats and Hive in a row, 2 down. Ain't too mad about that. Bit of a rough matchup, I would assume, seeing as you're trying to play slow with the permanence into someone aggro. But yeah, on to game 3. And we're back for game 3. Seasoned to Taste. Old classic. Ira's been okay. Hasn't really shown up here. Sardian Surge is a little scuzzy. 3 Little Pigs has shown up in our opening hand 3 games in a row. Is there a world Ira Chiron? Yep, this will be fun. Nah, sorry. Can't keep the Ira this time. Tolarian Skater is a free way to boost our Cuckoos, is going to be a big deal. Obviously our opponent can sort of just play around it by not contesting on that side, so we would like to avoid that if we can. They're going to ramp next turn, as are we. Funnily enough, Ira Chiron would have won us a 2-for-1. Or a 1-for-nothing. It's alright, have to develop though. Now if they want to advance, we're going to take a 1-for-nothing here. Because what we want to do... Oh, no. We have an even better play. What? Look at us go. We shall boost the Cuckoo. Buff the Cuckoo. And then, by virtue of this expedition being green only, we can take a clean 2-for-0. There you go. Think about how you play your cards before you play them. Cost us a card, so we do have to get rid of the Cuckoo in order to stay up to speed with our opponent in terms of mana. Helping Hand will be better if we can draw something good off of the Parliament of Ashes. Don't think we're playing anything over 4 mana in our deck. So anything that we play off of this is going to be playable. Hopefully we get a character. Purely because I don't feel like playing out the piggies right here. Parliament, draw a card. Tolarian Skater. Let's see what our opponent wants to get her done. What does this do? Rush a character. If played from your hand, activates and enters a reserve ability, which is pay 1 to draw a card. Yeah, we're okay with this. So Skater plus Basira nets us another advance. Pass the turn and keep the helping hand in. I was going to say reserve, but that actually means the thing in altered, so keep it in there. Keep it in our back pocket. Two helping hands is a bit much, but also we can sort of just play them out. Nah, that's too many. It's fine. So if they play out the brother, they can't play out the instructor this turn. And that guy is looking pretty spicy on the hero side, so they might choose to do that and just not draw a card. But playing second, kind of good. We get to see what it is they want to accomplish. Yep, they do the thing. Draw a card, means no instructor here. Can't play another Smouldering Gin. It's a pretty good card. And we'll just helping hand here. Played around removal by waiting to boost with Basira, which is a pretty big deal for when you're trying to play this deck, so keep that one in mind. And they'll be able to draw a card, but we've functionally kept another card around for next turn, so we're happy with that trade. 7 mana means we're online for Piggy's Armourer combo if we find it. We could try and just win here with 2 Chirons, but I kind of prefer to play a little bit slow and win a 1-for-1 if we can. They are going to have a Hunger available to them. Shouldn't have done that, literally just talking about how we play around removal by not using Basira's boost early. But it's cool. That is reasonable. 1. Chaining fishermen together is a pretty cool idea. Thomas Edison. That is really good stats. Alright, we messed up. Had we not used Basira's ability here, we would have been able to insulate against this. However, they're going to have to get... Oh, there's an undo. 1, 2, 3, 4. They would have got had undo not been allowed. Tough one, baby. That's alright. Game's tied up now. Still worried about the hunger, although all these somewhat sizable creatures kind of makes me think they don't have it. But it's alright. We'll try and contest anyway. So, Priya Chiron Skater is something. Pig's Chiron Skater is something. Pig's Chiron Skater puts the most stats on board, even though Priya is a good card. Don't really want to play both of those together because it means we're going to get rid of some cards out of reserve. Thomas Edison means Duel of Grit is online. Do we just try and get it done? What is their remaining card going to be? I really don't want to play the pigs out into the Duel of Grit, even though it's going to cost them 4 mana. It's alright. We'll play out the prayer and see what they want to get done. Six mana. What are they thinking of doing here? Could this be one of the Exalteds? Didn't actually think about putting those in the deck. Probably should have done that, hey. Shiny new toy to get something done. Okay, 4 mana remaining for them. We'll pass if they want to get rid of the Priya with a Duel of Grit. Go nuts, it's going to cost you your 4 mana. Alright, so playing around it with the 3 little pigs worked out for us. Now we're potentially online for a combo or something else interesting that we can get done. Heart of the cards. Mana Eruption might still be a big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably should have kept the Mana Eruption, to be honest, over the Suha. Hunger is going to get us here, if that's what they've been playing towards. Down 5, 6 to 8, they can actually play out the Reka Fisherman. Before playing the Hunger here, so we're extra in trouble. Parliament of Ashes means we were right to get rid of the Mana Eruption. This is fine. Can't really do much else. So I guess we'll just see what they have done. If we go to tiebreakers, we go to tiebreakers. Jesus Christ. So many triggers off of the Fisherman has been insane. If they got another Duel of Grit, they've got another Duel of Grit. They've actually got 6 mana available, so if they get the opportunity, go nuts, King. Yep, they got us. Ugh, that start is good. Alright. We can concede here quite comfortably. But yeah, GG to our opponent. Might make a note of that after, but yeah. There you go. See you in the debrief. And we're done. 3 games finished with Basira and Kaizaimon. Lost to Atsadi once. Beat Mats and Hive twice. Would have been nice to get a different matchup in there in the middle game, but we don't get to choose who we're matched against. Cloudhog, I think, is a bit of a rough card to play. Just 4 mana when you're not ramping quite as early and as often as you used to be does feel like a much bigger investment. I like Ira, just as a little hard gotcha. Got to showcase it in the middle game there, where just having 1-drops around to be able to boost additionally with the pigs insulates you against removal. And we didn't get a chance to play a Wii at all, which is a bit sad. Or the Rider's Mask, actually. It's alright. It's only 3 games. I'm sure if I played another 15 with this one, we'd get opportunities for that. So, maybe in the comments check in, see if I've still been playing the deck after this. But, yeah, been a bit of a rough week for Altered. Recorded these games earlier in the week. Obviously did the introduction before I had played them, but I'm checking into you from Friday night, the week this was posted. And sort of woke up yesterday to the announcement that the game will no longer be supported moving forward. A little bit of wishy-washy language in the announcement. Basically, Roots of Corruption won't be going forward as a printed set, and we have to wait and see for further news from Equinox on how the game will or won't look moving forward. But some of the language in it was fairly negative, which is disappointing because I think as far as TCGs go, this game represents the best mix I've ever experienced of both gameplay and deck building. So I guess we've got to try and figure out what it is that we're doing moving forward as well. Kind of more interested in talking about that than how the deck went, because you just saw it, deck still functions. Definitely some changes that we could make to make it better, I think, but yeah, definitely not the big news of the week. I am personally a little bit torn on whether I want to continue or not. Obviously investing in the game is going to be a little bit rough, because if the altered.gg shuts down, we're not going to be able to purchase cards if they're not printed. Living in Australia, it's always been a little bit rough getting stuff shipped here anyway. Not sure if I want to invest in print on demand when I know it's not going to be played in stores near me, but I'll have to come to that decision. In terms of content for the game, I've got two options. Either I can sort of just stop cold turkey, be really sad about it, or ride it out in terms of support. So as long as the game ends up on BGA, we can still play games. But yeah, at the moment, I think if you ask me, I'm not sure I'd be able to give you an answer. Definitely a little bit sad. This game's fun, the art's cool, just didn't take off the way they expected, I guess, and definitely didn't take off the way I wanted in paper either. Still got a bunch of cards in paper, so I don't know about you, but I kind of just plan on turning it into a board game-esque cube style draft environment, or then keep the decks that I have built around, even if I'm not going to be tinkering with them quite so much. But yeah, watch this space, check in with me, probably do the couple of other videos that I've got lined up as ideas for before I try to make any sort of long-term decision. Not going to thank anyone for their support just yet, because it may not be necessary that it ends. But it has been fun. That's kind of why I want to keep going with it. But yeah, I don't know if anyone out there really cares. It's only a small channel, 77, 78 subscribers, each of which I am very thankful for, and every comment that's been made kind of makes me want to keep going. So check back in next week and we'll see what we're going to be doing moving forward. But yeah, Basira and Kaizaimon checked in once again. 2-1 record against the new hero, so people are still trying it out. Not going to take any conclusions about it. But yeah, this deck works. Alright. That's me done. Gonna go have a tall glass of water because my throat's sore. As always, love your work.